Indianapolis for the women's 1,500 meter run. And of course, we have to talk about Olivia Howe. Why? Well, she won the gold medal last year. She also won the indoor in the 1 mile. So in lane 6 with a seed time or prelim time of 4:30.46, it's hard to not think Olivia Howe is one of the favorites. However, there were a lot of better scores actually in the prelims than Olivia Howe.
To make a guess here, I would have loved to have run my prelim just like Olivia Howe. You're right, she had a slower first race, which, you know what, takes a little bit less out of her. To be able to do as little work as possible in the prelims is always nice, if you're comfortable in your closing speed, that is.
The Big Ten record is 4:10.93, set by Susie Favor back in 1987. And this is the group. Of course, Olivia Howe, a freshman a year ago, taking home the title with a time of 4:12.86. And as I mentioned, her prelim well below that at 4:30.46. Hannah Stoffel from Indiana with a 4:23.13. And how about Kylie Kane with a 4:23.08. And then also Wisconsin had a sophomore at 4:23.15.
Pretty slow pace here to get started. They're going to come through. This first split will be 300 meters. And so far we've got Hannah Stoffel of Indiana out front. And that's Madeline Ohm, the freshman from Penn State, right on her outside shoulder. And keep an eye on that all orange singlet there. That's Olivia Howe. She's currently in 3rd place, looking pretty comfortable tucked in there on the inside rail with Katie Osika from Michigan State right at her outside shoulder.
Katie Osika with a 3rd place finish in the women's mile for the indoor.
And you can already tell here that this is definitely going to be one of those races where it's who can kick for the longest and who can kick the fastest, because they went out in just over 75 seconds for that first lap, which is, you know, 5-minute pace, a little bit slower than 5-minute pace. And for Olivia Howe, she can run 4:30 in the mile, and so this is pretty comfortable for her. This is probably pretty close to a tempo pace, but just watch their cadence, watch their frequency here. They will very soon be turning things up, and it's a matter of positioning here. You know, Olivia Howe doesn't want to get stuck on the inside, but at the moment she looks comfortable where she's at.
About halfway through. Don't forget Lauren Freeland from Michigan State with the best prelim time at 4:21.62.
Yeah, it's pretty fast for a prelim heat. We'll see what she's got left in her legs today. Hannah Stoffel still continuing to lead with Madeline Ohm from Michigan State. So they have stayed pretty consistent on this pace here. Still just under 5-minute pace through this first half here, and they're coming up on 600 meters to go.
So Stoffel from Indiana, Ohm from Penn State, Olivia Howe, your reigning indoor and last year's outdoor champion, wearing that number 6. But it's Stoffel right now leading the pack. And you gotta feel like maybe Olivia Howe's okay with that at the moment, but she just doesn't want to get trapped inside there.
Yeah, so what she's got to be doing is constantly looking for a way to come out. We see the Michigan State athlete swinging really wide out into lane 2 here, and with the bell lap to go, we've got Olivia Howe still trapped in there. Katie Osika's in a great spot right now, right on that outside of lane 1. She's able to cover and make any moves, but still we've got Stoffel leading with 300 meters remaining.
So Hannah Stoffel rather, from Indiana, who finished 9th a year ago and finished 8th at the indoors.
Still really no change here in the pack. No one's fallen back, which has not allowed for Howell to find a way out.
Yeah, in fact, she's more trapped now than before. Ooh, and a little push there from behind on Howell.
You know what? That could have been it right there to give her room. Sam Tran really opened that up there by pushing, and watch Olivia Howe just lay the hammer down.
Well, there's a couple pushes, and with that push, Olivia Howe goes forward, and as you mentioned before, the Michigan runner with the push helping out, and Olivia Howe will win it again. Olivia Howe, the Big Ten title in the women's 1,500 meter run.
That'll be Sam Tran taking second, and I think that was Katie Osika from Michigan State getting that third place podium spot. I'll be curious to see if there's any potential conversation for disqualification here, because
the push from Tran, you mean?
Yeah, I mean, the nice thing is obviously none of them went down, but that really did open up some room for Olivia Howell, and you could tell she was just waiting and waiting to make that move, because she responded here and no one had even remotely the same amount left in the tank as her.
Tran with a second push to help herself. That first push to truly get Howell going, and then Tran with a second push to get inside. So we'll see if they keep Tran there. Needless to say, Howell probably will thank Tran as she celebrates with her teammates, and another gold medal, won it as a freshman, and another Big Ten title for Olivia Howell. At the moment, Tran in second, Katie Osika and Lauren Freeland, who had that great prelim time, will finish in fifth. So Michigan State with some big points.
Yeah, Michigan State and Illinois, they're getting 2 scores. Those coaches